Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you a second, well, I guess this would be a second game, but the third set from Moon Stars versus Samsung Con. This is going to be Battle of Dragons, Jangbi and Free, and Jangbi's got to be in the driver's seat for this one. I think he's got a huge advantage in this game. As far as dragons go, Free is just not the best of them. In my personal opinion, I think he's the weakest of the six. Jangbi, probably fourth? I don't know. Objectively, I would probably say fourth or fifth. Subjectively, I'd probably say like third, behind Bisu and Stork. But yeah, that's I don't know where he ranks in that six. He's up there though for sure. He's definitely up there. And but Free definitely struggled in his PvP. He doesn't have a winning record versus any of the dragons. All 5 of them he's got losing records too. And against Jangbi he's 1-5. So not a whole lot going for him in terms of this matchup overall in the course of history. And Jangbi is usually pretty good PvP. It's one of his fortes. PvP, he's got a very strong understanding of it. Took down Stats in the MSL a week ago. He's got a couple games coming up against Stats. I think maybe last night. I didn't get a chance to check those out yet. I'm also not going to get a chance to cast them because there's just no way that the VODs are going to be out in... Well, they'd have to be out now, so I could cast them right after this, and that's just not the case, so... I'm not going to be able to cast those at all. But, yeah, Jangbi is generally pretty good at PvP, and Free is just okay at PvP overall. And let's see, what have we got here? We've got, I think this looks like we've got Free at the bottom left and Jangbi at the 12. Yeah, Jangbi at the 12. Free at the bottom left. Just standard play from both players. Just getting their gateways and assimilators down. Nothing interesting going down. Free is just a couple seconds late on his assimilator. Makes whatever. Doesn't really make a difference. Not going to come into play, I don't think. And both players are going to scout each other right off the bat. Going to get the early scout. So that's always useful as well for both players. And yeah, I think I just think Jangbi has a nice little advantage in this. I think he's been he's been practicing PvP for Stats. He's just should be okay to go in this game, and Free's just kind of been in kind of a mini slump recently. He hasn't been playing that well, to be honest. Yeah, he's just been kind of middling around recently in this second round of Pro League. Even the first round of Pro League, I think it was like maybe 6-5 or something in the first round of Pro League, somewhere in that range. It wasn't awful. He was actually pretty good, especially as far as Moon Stars is concerned, helping them get some wins. But unfortunately, he just wasn't. He's not doing that fantastically anymore. And I think he's something like 2-3 or so far in this second round of Pro League, and he just hasn't quite looked that great at all throughout the whole time. We just see him going win loss win loss win win loss loss, you know, just no consistently, can't string any strong victories together, unfortunately, and that's kind of why you see him drop out of Star Leagues. You really need some strong consistent play to get it into the round of 16 or the quarterfinals. You need some strong consistent play, and Free is also the only dragon who has never placed in a Star League. So yeah, he's never been that consistent enough of a player to really make any splashes, unfortunately. And it looks like both players just chasing around these probes with zealots, nothing important going around. But yeah, I really wish Free would do better. I mean, to a certain extent, I think he deserves, well, as a joke, I think he kind of deserves to do less well because he chooses his pseudo name Pretty, which I absolutely hate, and it looks like we got a Manor Pylon catching 3 probes, actually. It looks like we'll see if Jangbi's able to trick any of his probes across. Yeah, he tricked 1 across, maybe he could probably trick another if he wants to, but he's got 2 zealots, so we'll use 1 to kill the pylon, and the other zealot will just continue to chase this probe around. So Jangbi getting a little bit of minor harassment down, which is good. Hopefully he cancels that pylon. There it is. Waiting till literally the last moment, and that's what you can do when you're an uber awesome pro gamer. You can wait till that last minute second. We're gonna have some early robotics facility here before even Dragoon range, so this is gonna need to be some very early reavers. And it looks like we got a Robo Bay down for Jangbi as well, so Free should actually have the gas to do both as well. Kind of weird there. Oh, Free getting the first shot there as the Dragoons were passing each other. Some poor play by a little bit of a misplay there by Jangbi. So unfortunately, he's gonna have to retreat with that Dragoon and cede some of the initiative to Free. And it looks like Jangbi actually going for a very early expansion. We've seen him do this sort of thing before, go for very early expansions versus Protoss. It kind of is his style, and it's almost in a hidden position there at the 10 o'clock position, not in his normal natural. So unless Free can get into Jangbi's base and see what's going on, he's not going to suspect that there's a hidden base. I mean, he's just going to see a couple Dragoons here and there, and there's nothing odd about that at all. And we've got an observatory going now, so 1 gate obs. That is interesting, to say the least, for free. Maybe going for a very early a base here. And no, actually it doesn't look like Jangbi's actually taking that base at the 10 o'clock. My apologies, that was just a pylon. Probably a scouting pylon, just watching for possible shuttles. That's actually a really good spot for a scouting pylon. And we got a robotic support bay for him as well, and an observatory for Jangbi. That's a really good spot, because any shuttle that comes straight up the left-hand side is going to run into that pylon, and that is great, actually. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So it's not an early expansion, actually. And that that Cybernetics core still not spinning for free, so he isn't getting Dragoon range, it looks like. Or unless he got it early, unless he somehow got it before Jangbi even, like, started his. We got a shuttle out for, I assume, both players. And Free should get his Reaver out. Jangbi will get his Reaver out. I just don't understand why, maybe Free finished his spinning early, because both these players have pretty much the exact same stuff everywhere else, so there's just no reason for him not to have Dragoon range. I'm going to assume that he has Dragoon range and that he started researching it earlier, or something like that. That's going to be my assumption, because anything else is just ludicrous. And it looks like Jangbi coming here with 3 Dragoons is going to put on a little bit of a pressure, and Free probably could have pushed back a little harder, but I'm choosing not to do so, just pulling back a little bit, and Jangbi retreats as well. We got a second gateway, I assume, coming up for Free here, and Free actually sees a little scouting probe there as well, picks it off, and I assume both players should have Reavers about to pop right now. And Jangbi's had that second gateway for a lot longer than Free, and I just don't see the advantage that Free has gained from not putting up that second gateway. I don't see him getting significantly quicker Reavers. I don't see him getting a quicker expansion. I don't see him getting quicker observatories. I don't see him getting quicker anything. And we've got another gateway coming up, so that'll be the 3rd gateway. And now the Cybernetics core is spinning. So no, he did not have range. So I don't know what Free is doing. This is just a weird build PvP. When you're talking high-level StarCraft, and players will punish you for the slightest mistakes, this is just very, very odd to me. Unless Free thinks that he can do a lot of damage with this Reaver, or unless he was saving up for shuttle speed, maybe. But this shuttle is being completely tracked by an observer, and that shuttle doesn't have a lickety-split chance of doing much damage at all, unless Jangbi just, like, completely, totally, like, fails. He would have to have a truly epic fail in order to die to this Reaver that is actually sitting inside of Free's base, not even popping out. So yeah, it looks like Jangbi's coming down with his Reaver, and that actually is a speed shuttle for Jangbi. So he's going to go invest pretty heavily into Reaver play. Probably going to see several Reavers produced, as well as a second shuttle over the course of this game, if it goes long enough for Jangbi to need that. Although with Free not having Dragoon range, it's completely possible that Jangbi will win before that even comes into play. It's just a huge advantage having Dragoon range over not Dragoon range. We got the expansion coming down for Jangbi, and Free now is just annoying me, because I don't even know what he's doing or why. He's not being